very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
And I'm Nicola De Zeza. We start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
MP Mahindananda Alutgamage lodges a complaint against Minister Malik Samaravikrama. JVP charges that the Counter-Terrorism Act will suppress the trade unions and the media. Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe conveys his stance on the East Container Terminal. An irregularity hidden behind garbage dumps in Guhagoda.
Statements were made in Parliament regarding malpractices that happen under the guise of large-scale projects.
The BOI chairman had gone to Singapore and sent certain transactions for arbitration, and settlements have been made, and everyone in the business world is aware of this. That is why we say a select committee must be appointed for the Bank of Ceylon and the People's Bank and the Board of Investment. The President has to appoint a special commission to look into this.
The stability of the two banks have been protected. The banks earned large profits in the last year. The directors are there for 3 years. The chairman and the board of directors are there for 3 years. They are being charged every 3 years. Something similar is happening here. He said that this will be handed over to the private sector. There is no idea like that. The Auditor General's department has not revealed any corruption. This is unfair.
Minister Kiriyala, tell me one investment that has come into this country in the year 2018. The government is ready to sell 2 major hotels in the country, the Hilton Hotel and the Hyatt Hotel. This government hopes for a $200 million investment. The tenders have been for 2 weeks. The person they are going to hand over the Hyatt and the Hilton has been selected. That decision has been reached by Minister Malik Samaravikrama. They have approached the investor. There is a commission here of $20 million. If the Hilton and the Hyatt is sold at 100 and they will get 20, if they don't take this 20 and give the 80, I will tell you what happens. They are asking this: on what basis was MTI Consultant Private Limited and Lazard Asia Limited selected as consultant for these tenders? They were taken on board as this was a requirement of the company that is going to buy this. Who is behind the tender that was awarded to China for the LNG? You have awarded this tender violating the tender process of this country. You are stealing. Did you come into power to steal? The Prime Minister should be held accountable for the collapse of the economy. At present, Paskaralingam makes economic decisions regarding the country, and the company that is being sold is decided by Minister Malik Samaravikrama. Where are you taking this country? The value of the Hyatt Hotel alone is $400 million. I am going to file a case to stop this corrupt deal. You are trying to cut a deal for the UNP fund by selling this for a low amount. We will not remain silently after letting you do this. We hope that we will establish a court that can provide some punishment to these economic murderers after they are out of power.
Several various comments are made by Minister Malik Samaravikrama in Parliament today. Now we shift your attention to an alleged attempt to earn money through a nefarious method using garbage which is collected in the village.
The Guhagoda garbage dump, which is where all the garbage from Kandy is collected, is currently contributing to severe adverse environmental issues. The garbage which is released from the dump is currently collecting along the banks of the Mahavali River. We also reported time and time again that the garbage dump is on the verge of collapsing. As a solution to this issue, the former Minister of Agriculture, Duminda Dissanayake, presented a bill to the Cabinet proposing to implement a project to construct a cold storage unit for organic manure and a project to generate electricity. Later, Minister Malik Samaravikrama directed this proposal to the Cabinet Subcommittee on Economic Management, which he himself is a member of, and took the most important aspect of this proposal under his ministry. According to the Swiss Challenge method, several companies such as Sol Venture, which is a German company, Recycle Engineering, which is a local company, and a local promotion company named AC and RF were selected for this project. According to the Swiss Challenge method, once a particular company has presented its project proposal, various project proposals from other companies which provide a better offer will be called for. The allocated time for this had been less than a month. Subsequently, only one project proposal had been presented, countering the main proposal, and even the said proposal had been rejected since it did not have a bid reserve. Accordingly, Cabinet approval had been granted on the 24th of January 2017 to implement this project under the joint company which had been proposed by Minister Samaravikrama's ministry. The bill presented to Cabinet states, since this was carried out according to the Swiss Challenge method, as per the National Procurement Guidelines, a logistic bond is not required. However, President Maithripala Sirisena, who was the Minister of Mahaweli Development and Environment at the time, after considering the project proposal, had said he cannot agree with the proposal. His stance had been that implementation of such a project would not reduce the garbage issue in Kandy. The President had also expressed his displeasure at the fact that neither the Kandy Municipal Council, the Central Provincial Council, nor the Ministry of Provincial Councils and Local Government was informed about this, neither was an agreement reached with these three institutions. Eventually, approval for this project had been granted, disregarding the President's opposition and also disregarding a proposal presented by the former President as well. It's still in operation. Minister Mahinda Amaraweera held a discussion with the President as well. Cabinet approval has been given to this. Necessary agencies have been assigned with relevant tasks. According to my knowledge, a German company is involved in this. We have asked them to continue their operations. It was revealed on the 18th of September at a media briefing held to create awareness on this project that $10 million have been deposited in a foreign bank account under the name of the Ceylon Fertilizer Company at the inception of this project. Our company has been chosen as the local company, and as a prerequisite to join, we have been asked to deposit $10 million in a foreign bank situated in Sri Lanka. Since we do not have such massive funds, we are currently holding discussions with several banks including People's Bank and the Bank of Ceylon. We have also requested a bank grant from the Treasury, which would allow us to pay the interest. It is only if we do get this grant that we can deposit the $10 million. If so, we have decided to deposit the money at Citibank. The Cabinet of Ministers have agreed to buy a unit of electricity produced at this power plant for ₹36.20. However, the Electricity Board states electricity can be sold at around ₹23.10 from such a plant. The Electricity Board further adds the price difference should be borne by the Treasury or another entity. Finally, let's take a look at what has happened. Isn't this a situation where the project has been handed over to a company pre-selected by Malik Samaravikrama's ministry under the guise of the Swiss challenge method? Hasn't the company that calls itself the investor attempted to obtain the money required for the project through the Ceylon Fertilizer Company as a bond? What action will be taken against those who try to earn money even through garbage? For your attention. We revealed on numerous occasions as to how agreements were reached with companies beforehand, deceiving the people. The Gohagoda project also involves public money, and it seems like it will be carried out using public funds. Are they purposely misleading the people of this country? Why are they playing around with money that belongs to the people? We have been revealing the underhand dealings of Minister Malik Samaravikrama ever since the government was established in 2015. We have also reported instances where Minister Malik Samaravikrama attended the breakfast meeting with regard to the bond issuance where Malik Samaravikrama attended as the party chairman of the UNP. He was also involved in awarding the contract to construct the third phase of the Central Expressway to Taisei Corporation, deviating from due process. It has now been revealed that this was done through an individual called Monte Qasim. We challenge Minister Malik Samaravikrama to openly make a statement if these facts are wrong. Citizens of this country believe that such people who waste public money for their hidden agendas should end up in jail. The people will respond at the right time and at the right place.
Former head of the Terrorist Investigation Division, DIG Nalaka De Silva, has been arrested by the CID. He arrived at the CID earlier today for a fifth consecutive day to provide a statement.
According to the CID, the DIG arrived at the department at around 9:30 this morning. Statements made by the former head of the Terrorist Investigations Division, DIG Nalaka De Silva, were recorded by the CID during the past several days. The interrogation was in line with investigations currently conducted by the CID regarding an alleged plot to murder the President and the Defence Secretary.
The JVP convened a press conference in Colombo today.
A
new bill was presented to the Parliament last month. It was titled as Prevention of Terrorism in Sinhala. When the current government came into power, they promised to abolish this act. But what really happened was that sections with more gravity and severity have been added to this new bill. The trade unions have all the right to protest when their needs have not been fulfilled. The President has the power to name these as essential services. The severity is that once it is named as an essential service,
If any grave obstruction is caused to it, that will be considered as an act of terrorism. This is done to suppress the trade unions, and this takes away the right of the workers to protest. It also gives the power held by the court to order a rally or gathering not to be held over to the senior police superintendent or someone senior than him. Also, he can prevent a gathering in one place. The gravest fact is that the minister also has the power to abolish any gatherings of that movement for a period of 1 year. He also has the power to permit any gatherings. The bill can also be used to abolish any media organization. We demand the government to withdraw this bill to ensure that the freedom of the people of this nation and the right to express their opinions.
Subject Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe explained on the Cabinet paper regarding the development of the eastern terminal of Colombo Harbour through the Ports Authority.
Last week, when the Cabinet paper was out, the Prime Minister said to postpone it for a week as it was suiting to meet the Indian High Commissioner and present our opinion on the matter before the discussion of the paper. Accordingly, within this week, we are hoping to put forward our stance to him on the matter. When the President attended the BIMSTEC summit, he has made Indian Prime Minister Modi aware regarding this. As the subject minister, I presented the Cabinet paper on the stance that we are not going to hand over the eastern terminal of the Colombo port. That is the decision we are hoping to take on Tuesday. Minister Samarasinghe commented on the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two countries in 2017. I have with me the MOU signed in 2017. Nothing has been mentioned about an eastern terminal. What has been mentioned is a terminal in the harbour. We are not thereby bound to give the eastern terminal. Since this MOU has been approved by the Cabinet of Ministers, the President, and from our side, we have suggested to hand over the western terminal to India for development. Several projects have been delayed. For example, there were agreements for a 1000 megawatt natural gas project, and we have agreed to facilitate this at the western terminal. We are carrying out an independent feasibility report as to whether we will have to face an issue when we put up an LNG plant there and whether this will affect the whole harbour. This is being done by the Lloyds of London. Regarding the oil tanks, the establishment of the trade zones, the Mana, Jaffna, Mana Trincomalee, Dambulla Trincomalee expressways, apart from the projects pertaining to agriculture, we are committed to ensure that these projects are done fast.
An argument took place in Parliament today regarding the postponing of the parliamentary debate over the Presidential Commission's report of the central bank bond transaction.
As this House is aware, on 20th February 2008, when the adjourned debate on the Bond Commission report and PRISIFAC was about to be resumed, I raised a point of order to the effect that PRISIFAC report was available only in the Sinhala language. Previously, at a party leaders meeting, when the said debate was fixed for the 6th of February, I stated the position of the ITAK that the said debate should be held early, but that if that was held any time before 10th February, we would not be in a position to participate in it. There was also a previous agreement amongst the party leaders that this debate could start with only the English report and that the Sinhala and Tamil versions could be provided later. It is in that context, sir, that I raised the issue that the PRISIFAC report was only in Sinhala because the party leaders had decided that both reports could be only in English. The Honourable Bandula Gunawadana, as having said that I sabotaged the debate on the Bond Commission report by asking for Tamil and Sinhala translations. Although I have a right to demand that the two reports be made available in Tamil, I did not in fact do so, as will be revealed from the Hansard of 20th February 2018.
The debate commenced upon the approval of MP Sumandiran and other party leaders. The debate revealed many facts which the people were not aware of. This resulted in MP Sumandiran to raise a standing order, and that is how the debate concluded. That is the truth.
One matter, sir, with respect, the Honourable Gunawadana is again misrepresenting what I said. He says, as I request to give the translations in Tamil and Sinhala. No, I did not request in Tamil and Sinhala. That's the point that I'm making. I asked for the PRISIFAC report, not the Bond Commission report. I asked for the Presifact report to be in English because that was the party leader's decision.
The current government could have postponed the debate if required on the basis of not having a Sinhala translation. The government and opposition both have agreed that the debate should take place in English. Yes, the debate concluded at some point. However, this debate only targeted a few people. There are many more involved in this case. I requested the whole document to be presented in Parliament. However, according to the Attorney General, presenting only a part of the document was not a problem. Where is the justice? I am currently not the Finance Minister, and I was not the Subject Minister at that time either. I did not own any share of the central bank. To date, only harassment takes place and debate is initiated.
Beneficial owner of Perpetual Treasuries Limited, Arjun Aloysius, and the Chief Executive Officer, Kasun Palisena, were further remanded until 8th of November when the duo were presented before the Fort Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna today.
Speaking about unopened letter presented at the last hearing by Deputy Solicitor General Yasantha Kodagoda and Additional Solicitor General Haripriya Gunasekara, Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna said an answer cannot be provided in an unopened letter regarding a fact that was revealed in open court. The judge stated that a statement should be made on the 8th regarding the matter in the open court. Appearing on behalf of Arjun Aloysius, President's Counsel Anil De Silva, presenting facts before court today, said that his client has been in remand custody close to 8 months, and this has caused severe mental distress to his wife and daughter. The President's Counsel also requested the judge to consider these facts and grant bail to his client. The Attorney General's department said that they would make submissions on the matter on the 8th.
MP Dayasiri Jayasekara, attending a religious event in Katapotha, expressed the following views.
This journey began by uniting two parties that have been against each other for 65 years. Some people do not understand the value of this. They wonder if the government can move forward like this. But the president has been methodically moving forward for the past 4 years. Other presidents will not face these problems in this manner. There are death threats and conspiracies to assassinate him. In 1962, when there were conspiracies to assassinate Madam Sri Mavo, she arrested all the suspects and then announced that there was a conspiracy. But even today, those who conspired against the president are still in the open, holding their positions and not arrested. The two-storied shrine room in Sri Shailatarama Rajamahawihara in Katapotha was declared open by President Maithripala Sirisena today. The head of state also signed as a witness for a marriage of a couple residing in Katapotha. We import food from other countries. We spend 1 billion rupees on importing Kurakan flour. With the rainy weather condition, we all must think if we are going to be a self-sufficient country. But how can we engage in cultivation activities? Monkeys, pigs and peacocks and elephants destroy our cultivation. If we can control that situation, we will have enough food in the country.
The Disaster Management Centre says spill gates of the Victorian and Thabboa reservoirs have been opened.
Heavy rainfall is experienced in the Central Hills due to the atmospheric disturbance in the Bay of Bengal. 2 spill gates of the Victoria Reservoir have been automatically opened. Engineer in charge of the Ranthambore Reservoir, KTB Rajaratna, said Randanigala and Ranthambore reservoirs are reaching spill level. 6 spill gates of the Thabboa Reservoir also opened today. The Mahaveli Development Authority requested the locals living downstream Ranthambore Reservoir and those who use the Mahaveli River to be vigilant. The Disaster Management Centre requests the public to be vigilant of the landslide warnings issued to Nuwara, Kandy and Matale. Spill gates of the Kotmale Reservoir were also opened. The DMC said locals in Nugawala, Mavatura, Ulapane, Gampala, Valigalla, Gelioya, Peradeniya, Katugastota and Polgolla to be vigilant of the inclement weather. 2 spill gates of the Upper Kotmale Reservoir were also open today. A landslide occurred in Bulugathenna Marapana in the Ratnapura district. Locals were evacuated from the area and are now receiving temporary shelter in the Bulugathena Mahavidyalaya.
Under the Samanta Sevana Model Village Initiative, foundation stones were laid to build 9 villages in Veerakatiya Hambantota. This was held under the auspices of the Deputy Leader of the UNP and the Minister of Housing and Construction, Sajith Premadasa.
A total number of 211 houses will be built in these 9 villages. Handing over land deeds for the houses in these villages was also done by the minister. They come out and talk about patriotism after plundering national resources. They call us traitors of the nation, but anyone can boast about patriotism and treachery. Your actions speak for your treachery against the nation. This Yahapalne government is the most patriotic there has been. We protected our veterans from being dragged to international courts. If the former government continued, they would have been in trouble. Today there are no electric chairs. We have created an extremely safe environment for the soldiers.
The foundation stone for the construction of a business complex in Vallampitiya was laid today.
The proposed business complex will accommodate 85 outlets and the cost of its construction is estimated at 80 million rupees. These funds have been allocated through the Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development. They are not sensitive to the difficulties the public is facing. They are only concerned of big constructions. They are not aware of the number of ministers either. They have forgotten the fact that it is the ministers who must vote for the budget. I clearly state that they must not forget this. Nearly 12,600 terrorists surrendered, and among them were murderers such as Ram Nagulan, to whom Gotabaya Rajapaksa paid salaries. Such individuals were insured from harm. Nearly 1,000 terrorist leaders were recruited to armed intelligence units and paid salaries. The Rajapaksa secured such individuals who were armed with terrorism. When we asked Mahinda Rajapaksa about this, he said that these terrorist leaders are securing votes for him in the eastern province. It is they who come forward now, promising a brighter future.
Employees of the Inland Revenue Department staged a protest today to express their opposition to the process of appointing a new Commissioner General.
A protest was staged opposite the Inland Revenue Department this afternoon. The Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, C.J.P. Sirivardhana, was appointed recently as the new Commissioner General of the Inland Revenue Department by the Ministry of Finance. Officials of the Inland Revenue Department stated that this appointment, made through cabinet approval, was against the constitution of the Inland Revenue Department.
The Planters Association held a press conference in Colombo today to announce the final offer for the basic salary of an estate worker.
Now, going back to the wages, well, we have offered finally a package with a 600 rupee basic wage, which is a 20% increase, plus AI up to 80 rupees, and also PI, productivity incentive, to be at 140. Plus the 30 rupee PSS, and including EPF and ETF, finally it comes to 940. This would give an increase of approximately 3,375 per month per worker. That's the minimum. Now, why we brought in this productivity clause into this agreement is, it was with lot of debate, and finally the unions also agreed on this productivity clause. That is why both parties agreed and signed the document.
The Planters Association of Ceylon has said today that they will give 600 rupees. We don't want it. That is old talk. They said 2 weeks ago that they will give 900 plus 600 rupees. We are not ready to believe in what they say. We are the ones who work in the estate. The estate workers were engaged in a protest today demanding that their basic salary be increased to 1,000 rupees. A protest was carried out in Thalawakale today by a large number of workers in the neighbouring estates. A protest was also staged obstructing the Badulla Passara main road. Another protest was also carried out obstructing the Badulla Bandaravilla main road. Estate workers of the Kotagala estate also staged a protest in Kotagala demanding a wage hike.
The Peace Education program organised by the Prem Rawat Foundation was held in Colombo recently.
The Peace Educational Program consists of 10 sessions, each focusing on a specific theme. The content of each theme is based on excerpts from Prem Rawat's international talks. The chief guest at this year's event was Paul Bloomfield. He is a qualified solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales and has more than 25 years of legal experience.
It's my pleasure to be here in Sri Lanka and to support a very important initiative called the Peace Education Programme, which is a well-being and resilience programme to support prisons, rehabilitation centres, educational facilities and corporates in helping people to understand themselves better and to help people to have a better life and to experience a better life generally.
Well, that's a wrap of your primetime news for tonight. Thank you for joining us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Nicola De Zoiza.
And I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
Take care and good night.